What's going on? What's going on? I'm Eugene Napoleon. This is Napoleon's Corner. Hope all is well. Before I get started, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate your support. This is actually episode 194, and the topic of this particular episode is morally sound, being morally sound. So part of it is just an example of having, good character, ethical principles, doing what's right and being honest, being fair. Those are just a few examples of what it means to be morally sound. And none of us are perfect by no stretch of the imagination. But just being morally sound helps you to make the best possible decisions that you can possibly make in any given situation, dealing with any given, set of circumstances, people, whatever it is. If you are morally sound and you are ethically, your principles are based in ethics, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be fair with people. And that's really what this life is all about. Like I said, none of us are perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But being ethical with people and having a sense of what it means to just be fair in certain situations, and actually in most situations, 9 times out of 10, things will tend to work in your favor when you do that, when you are morally sound. A lot of times, unfortunately, people look at greed, they look at when they have more, they want more. And sometimes that comes by any means necessary, where you're taking advantage of people and you're taking from people that you don't really need to do that to get ahead, right? You're not making the best decisions when it comes down to dealing with other people. You're making decisions based on what is going to be in the best interest for you. And that's not always cool. It's never cool to take advantage of someone. I don't care what the set of circumstances are. When you already have and you've already been blessed with certain things, there's no need to be greedy and want more. And sometimes I get that. I get when I'm hearing other people talk about what they already have, but yet you want more. And there's someone sitting to the left of you or to the right of you that has very little, and yet you want to somehow scheme to take the very little that they have. It makes no sense. That's not being morally sound. That's not being fair. That's not dealing with people from an ethical standpoint. That's not dealing in a high character role. If you already have, there's no need to take from somebody else. As a matter of fact, if you have such an overabundance of whatever it is, it might be more feasible to even share with someone else. And if you don't feel like doing that, matter of fact, maybe get to the point where you could even give them some guidance to help them get to the certain stages in their life where they want to personally get to. So in other words, you don't have to take advantage of someone, take their last, or take half of what they have, and they have very little to begin with, just to get more or to gain more. Just be morally sound. I think if we approach life that way, if we approach dealing with each other that way, we can make this world such a much better place to live, because it's almost like each one teach one. I've said that before. If I have something I can help someone else gain, I'm going to try to do my best to help that person. And it doesn't matter if it's advice. If you've already accomplished something in a particular field and someone else is trying to break into that field, what's wrong with sitting down and explaining to that person the nuances or the pitfalls in that particular field? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with helping someone get to a level that you've already surpassed? What's wrong with that? As a matter of fact, what's wrong with actually getting to a level and that person might be a little bit behind you and you help them get to that level and maybe even beyond? Who knows? This is the ladder that we all climb in life. This is the journey that we're all on in life. So why not be ethical and why not be morally sound about it? Why not? What's the big deal with trying to push other people to help them achieve their goals and objectives, even if they get there before you? Nah, most people don't think that way. It's unfortunate. Most people think the more I have, the more I want. The richer I am, the more riches that I want. I don't get it. It used to be, my mom used to always say, okay, you got 10 cars, you can only drive one. You got 5 mansions, you're gonna live in one. You know what I mean? Like, just use it as an example. She would always ask, no matter how successful you are, how much more do you really need? Right? So again, I was raised that way to believe that there's nothing wrong with helping somebody else achieve their goals and being excited and happy for someone else's success. To be quite frank, it's not always about you. You know what I mean? Like, it's not always about what we need to accomplish if we've already been blessed to have reached a certain level of success in our career, in our life. There's nothing wrong with being happy for somebody else. And there's certainly nothing wrong with helping somebody else achieve their goals. Like I said before, just be morally sound. Make the best decisions that you can make, not only for yourself, but for others as well. And trust me, the blessing is truly in the journey because we're all in a journey of life. We all are. So when God provides you with some of these things that you've already prayed for and that he's given it to you and he's blessed you with it, just turn around and be a blessing to somebody else. That's all. Each one teach one. Just be a blessing to somebody else. And more importantly, the decisions that you make, if it's steeped in morality and being a high character person and doing the things that are fair by others, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Remember, what goes around comes around. So if you're jerking somebody else, just be very careful. It's interesting, but very true. If you're doing something wrong to someone else, again, that boomerang effect, it happens to every last one of us. Chaos breeds chaos. We all know that. Wrong definitely breeds wrong. There is nowhere on God's green earth that if you do something wrong to somebody else, that it won't be done onto you. That's universal law. Karma is undefeated. It has all of our addresses. Just be morally sound and do the right thing if you can. I'm Eugene Napoleon. This is Napoleon's Corner. See you next week. Take care.